Ever wondered how this letter is pronounced in German? In this video, I'm going to dive into everything you need to know about this letter. We're not only going to dive into the pronunciation of the so-called sharp S, but you'll also learn how it influences the other letters in the word that has a sharp S. If we haven't met yet, hallo und herzlich willkommen. I'm Salome, a native German speaker and a German teacher. My mission with this channel, Speak Fluent German, is to help expats and professionals become confident and conversational in German. So if you're interested in learning more about the German pronunciation and practical German used in everyday life, then make sure to subscribe. Also dann, bist du bereit? Los geht's! So this letter is called Szett or sharp S in German and is pronounced as a harsh S sound or a so-called unvoiced S sound, like in the English word snow. Let's take a look at some examples in German and repeat after me to practice. Straße, like in Hauptstraße or Maximilianstraße in München or die Friedrichstraße in Berlin. You'll also find this letter in the word for greetings, Gruß, like in viele Grüße, beste Grüße oder mit freundlichen Grüßen. Süßigkeiten, Spaß. Süßigkeiten machen Spaß. So the sharp S is pronounced as a harsh S sound, or we also call this the unvoiced S sound, and that's because we don't need our vocal cords in order to produce this sound. On the contrary, there is the voiced S sound, which requires our vocal cords. Your vocal cords are here, and when you produce the voiced S sound, like the English Szett in words like zoo or zebra, you will feel a vibration here. Zzz. Here are some more German words for you to practice the voiced S sound. So repeat after me. Sonne, lesen, Käse. It's important to be aware of this difference because it can change the meaning of words whether we pronounce the S as a voiced or unvoiced sound. Like for example with the following words. Reisen is pronounced with a voiced S sound and it means to travel. Now if the voiced S sound becomes an unvoiced S sound like in reißen, it means to tear. Okay? Noch einmal. Reisen versus reißen. The same applies for the word wise in German, which is weise. So we have a voiced S sound here, weise, versus the word for white, the color white, weiß, weiß, with a unvoiced S sound. Also, another thing to notice is when the sharp S is placed in front of a vowel, it also stretches the vowel longer. Like for example in the words that we've previously learned, Gruß, or Straße, or Maße. Alright, and this is also really important because the difference between a short and long vowel can also change the meaning of the word. Like for example in the word Masse, which is pronounced with a short vowel and it means mass, versus Maße, Maße, which has a long A sound and this means measured. Or like for example in the word Fluss, with a short U sound and a double S afterwards, which is the word for river, Fluss, versus Fuß, which means foot, and this has a long stretched U sound, Fuß. If you want to learn more about the long and short vowels or German pronunciation in general, I highly recommend my free training for beginners, which is a 60-minute value-packed lesson to help you kickstart your German learning successfully. The link to register for free is in the description box below, and I would love to see you in class. So here you have the correct pronunciation of this funny-looking bee in German, and to our friends from Switzerland, you don't need to worry about this concept because in Swiss Standard German, this letter doesn't exist. The words that do have the sharp S in High Standard German are simply written with a double S in Swiss Standard German. So if you have found this video today helpful, make sure to leave a like. I do really appreciate your feedback so I know which content you want to see more of. And I'll be back next week with another lesson for you guys. Das ist alles für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!